Hello, I'm Beth Joey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel where I paint my face, turn my camera on and talk about some books. You may recognize this look and this backdrop and everything because I'm filming a lot of videos today. I've got a lot going on, but anyway, today I wanted to do a book haul because even though I only did one like a month ago, I've bought quite a few books since then, which we're not going to tell Ben about, so Ben, don't watch this video. Nonetheless, I bought some books, so I'm going to run you through what those books are today. But before I get started, let me know down below if you've bought any books recently. If you have treated yourself, let me know what those books are. I love to chat to you guys in the comments down below. But as for my first book, we are going to start with a book that I got in a recent Fairy Loot subscription box, which is This Vicious Grace by Emily Thiede. I don't know how to pronounce that last name, sorry. But I got this book in a subscription box recently. I will link up above and down below the video where I opened it, which was my 24-hour reading vlog. It was my halfway point through the video, you know, here's your congratulations for making it 12 hours in. And I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful edition. Like, it's yellowy, it's summery. I'm probably going to take it to Australia with me when I go in August/September because it just gives me like beautiful summer happy vibes. As for what it's about, it says Alessa's gift from the gods is supposed to magnify a partner's magic, not kill every suitor she touches. Now, with only weeks left until a swarm of demons devour everything on her island home, Alessa is running out of time to find a partner and stop the invasion. When a powerful priest convinces the faithful that killing Alessa is the island's only hope, even her own soldiers try to assassinate her. Desperate to survive, Alessia hires Dante, a cynical outcast marked as a killer, to become her personal bodyguard. But as rebellion explodes outside the gates, Dante's dark secrets may be the biggest betrayal. Dante holds the key to Alessa's survival and her heart. Is he that one person who can help her master her gift, or will he destroy her once and for all? You know the story of, like, I think it's Snow White and the Huntsman or something and the Huntsman, I can't remember. There was a movie about it that had Kristen Stewart in it. This kind of reminds me of that, in that someone is like sent out to kill this beautiful woman, or there's sort of like a killer teaming up with this beautiful woman who's going to save her. Anyway, it reminds me a lot of that, but yeah, I absolutely love this cover, love this book, so this is the first book. Then we've got the second book from a book subscription box. This one is from Illumicrate and it is called We All Fall Down by Rose Szabo. I'm sorry, again, a hard to pronounce last name. This author, I think, has written a really interesting sounding book based completely around queer characters, which I absolutely love. But as for what it is about, it says, in River City, where magic used to thrive and is now fading, the witches who once ruled alongside their powerful king have become all but obsolete. The crumbling government is now controlled primarily by the new university and teaching hospital, which has grown to take over half the city. Moving between the decaying old city and the ruthless new city, 4 young queer people struggle with the daily hazards of life: work, school, and dodging power-hungry cops and unscrupulous scientists, not realizing that they have been selected to play in an age-old drama that revives the flow of magic through their world. When mysterious death rocks their fragile peace, the 4 are brought into each other's orbits as they uncover a deeper magical conspiracy. Devastating, gorgeous, and utterly unique, We All Fall Down examines the complex network of pain created by power differentials, even between people who love each other, and how it is possible to be queer and turn out just fine. And I love that last sentence so much, it makes me so happy. But anyway, again, beautiful edition. Love the sprayed edges. Again, this kind of gives me like spring, summery, maybe autumn actually vibes, because it's got like the gold and the orange a little bit. So maybe this is one to read in the autumn next year, we'll see. But yeah, super excited. Next up, I bought 3 books in a series and the 4th book has just come out, I think, and I've pre-ordered that one. And the series is the Twisted series by Ana Huang. And the first 3 books are Twisted Love, Twisted Games, and Twisted Hate. This is a dark romance series, which is very much problematic in a lot of ways, but it's got good smut, and that's basically why I bought these books. I knew that they would be bad, but when I was doing my 24-hour readathon and I was trying to find books that would be easy to read right as I was getting into the last few hours, these ones kind of just jumped out at me. So each of them follows a different girl in this one friendship group. So this one, we've got Ava Chen. This one, Twisted Games, we've got Bridget, who is a queen or a princess. And then Twisted Hate, we have got a girl named Jules Ambrose, who's known as the sort of like party girl, bad influence. And then the final book follows a girl named Stella, I think, who is an influencer. Each of these women are obviously looking for very different things in their life. Each of these have their own trauma and their own issues that they've got to deal with. And then each of them meets and falls in love with a very problematic, very jealous, very conflicting male character, and their relationship blooms, and they are each sort of beautiful in their own way, but also very, very badly written. But yeah, I've read all these books. I'm super excited to read the final one and give you guys my full wrap-up thoughts of this series. But yeah, these are my latest. Then at the same time that I bought those books, literally the same day in the same store, I also bought Velvet Was the Night by Silvia Moreno Garcia, which is a book that I have heard so many people absolutely rave about. And I mean, the cover is just vibey to me. It gives me dark, it gives me mysterious, it gives me sort of murder mystery, it just gives me everything. But as for the actual book and what it is actually about, it says, Mexico in the 1970s is a dangerous country, even for Maite, I don't know how to pronounce that name, a secretary who spends her life seeking the romance found in cheap comic books and ignoring the activists protesting around the city. When her next door neighbor, the beautiful art student Leonora, disappears under suspicious circumstances, Maite finds herself searching for the missing woman and journeying deeper into Leonora's secret life of student radicals and dissidents. Mexico in the 1970s is a politically fraught land, even for Elvis, a goon with a passion for rock and roll who knows more about kidney smashing than intrigue. When Elvis is assigned to find Leonora, he begins a blood-soaked search for the woman and his soul. Swirling in parallel trajectories, Maite and Elvis attempt to discover the truth behind Leonora's disappearance, encountering hitmen, government agents, and Russian spies, because Mexico in the 1970s is a noir, where life is cheap and the price of truth is high. I just think this is so vibey, so cool. I love the orange. I love everything about this cover. I'm obsessed. So super keen. Next up, I bought Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman, which is sort of a spin-off novella following the Heartstopper series by the same author, also revolving around Nick and Charlie. This is sort of just like a brief snippet into them looking into the various difficulties that they're going to face based on the fact that Nick is 1 year older than Charlie, which means he's going to graduate from high school and head off to uni 1 year before Charlie does. So the boys are naturally really, really stressed about the fact that Nick might leave Charlie behind, and there's a lot of anxiety there, and it's honestly a beautiful, beautiful story. And frankly, I thought it was interesting because obviously with Heartstopper, Nick and Charlie, like the focus of those books is them going through various situations in high school, dealing with various traumas and various mental health issues, and you know, learning more about their sexuality and everything, whereas you don't really get to see any of that like conflict that happens a lot of the time in romance, whereas this very much centers around a conflict. So it was nice to see that they're just two normal people at the end of the day who fight. Love this book. I've already read it. It was really, really good. I'd recommend it to anyone who's read the Heartstopper series and just wants to hear more about Nick and Charlie. Next up, I also bought Solitaire by Alice Oseman, which again sort of sits in that Nick and Charlie universe, but this one follows Tori Spring, who is Charlie's sister. Tori Spring, I think, has always felt really different to the other girls, both in her friendship group and just generally in her high school, and she's always struggled to fit in. She's obsessed with blogs and loves writing. And then one day, a guy joins her school by the name of Michael Holden around the same time that this mysterious sort of internet blog appears called Solitaire, which throws her school into chaos. Everybody's trying to figure out who Solitaire is. Solitaire is revealing secrets, playing music in the hallways, and Tori thinks that it all revolves around her. There's something about Solitaire that seems to be targeting her. So her and Michael sort of set out on this mission to discover who Solitaire is and also just learn a lot more about themselves and everything that's important to them. And it's a beautiful story and I love it, and it was really interesting. I have read this one already. That is my emails. Ignore that. But yeah, really good book, and I bought it recently and I really liked it. The next book I bought recently was In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I have seen this everywhere and I love the cover. I think it's really cool. So yeah, I had to pick it up, and it's a murder mystery and I love a good murder mystery. As for what it's about, it says 6 friends, 1 college reunion, 1 unsolved murder. 10 years after graduation, Jessica Miller has planned her triumphant return to Southern elite Duckett University, down to the envious whispers that are sure to follow in her wake. Everyone is going to see the girl she wants them to see. Confident, beautiful, indifferent. Not the girl she was when she left campus back when Heather Shelby's murder fractured everything, including the tight bond linking the 6 friends she'd been closest to since freshman year. But not everyone is ready to move on. Not everyone left Duckett 10 years ago, and not everyone can let Heather's murder go unsolved. Someone is determined to trap the real killer, to make the guilty pay. When the 6 friends are reunited, they will be forced to confront what happened that night, and the year's worth of secrets each of them would do anything to keep hidden. Told in racing dual timelines, with a dark campus setting and a darker look at friendship, love, obsession, and ambition, In My Dreams I Hold a Knife is an addictive, propulsive read you won't be able to put down. I think it sounds fascinating. Murder mystery, love it. Next up is a book I actually bought a while ago, but I don't think I included it in my last book haul video, so I'm putting it in this one. And this was one of those, like, I was buying a present for someone, like a book, and then there was a deal going, so I had to get a second one, and this was just one of the ones on the table, so I picked it up. And that is Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. Again, a book that I think was everywhere at one point. It won the Women's Prize for Fiction 2020, and that's not a sticker that I can take off. That's really annoying. But as for what it's about, it says, on a summer's day in 1596, a young girl in Stratford-upon-Avon takes to her bed with a sudden fever. Her twin brother Hamnet searches everywhere for help. Why is nobody at home? Their mother Agnes is over a mile away, in the garden where she grows medicinal herbs. Their father is working in London. Neither parent knows that Hamnet will not survive the week. Hamnet is a novel inspired by the son of a famous playwright, a boy whose life has been all but forgotten, but whose name was given to one of the most celebrated plays ever written. I think this sounds really, really interesting. I think it's Shakespeare related, or at least it hints that it is. I know literally nothing about this book other than that everybody was reading it for a period of time, like last year. Next up, we've got Book Lovers by Emily Henry, which I pre-ordered as soon as I heard about it because Emily Henry is an author for me. There has been, I think, some conflict about this book. Some people have really, really loved it, but then other people, like this one booktuber I follow named Chandler Ainsley, really, really didn't like it. So I'm not sure where I'm gonna sit because I love both of the booktubers that had both like very different opinions. But as for what it's about, it says, Nora is a cutthroat literary agent at the top of her game. Her whole life is books. Charlie is an editor with a gift for creating bestsellers, and he's Nora's work nemesis. Nora has been through enough breakups to know she's the one men date before finding their happily ever after. To prevent another dating dud, Nora's sister persuades her to swap her city desk for a month's holiday in Sunshine Falls. It's a small town straight out of a romance novel, but instead of meeting sexy lumberjacks, handsome doctors, or cute bartenders, Nora keeps bumping into Charlie. She's no heroine, he's no hero. So can they take a page out of an entirely different book? I love books set around the sort of publishing world, literary agent, publisher, love that. And also this one has been like bioed, or whatever the word is for that, by a ton of powerhouse authors like Taylor Jenkins Reid, Colleen Hoover, Beth O'Leary, Ali Hazelwood, Casey McQuiston. Like, you could not get a better group of sort of romance or contemporary authors together to say a book is amazing. So that gives me real hope. Second last book is Not My Problem by Ciara Smyth. This is one book that I picked up, I think, Pride weekend when there was the Pride parade, and I was just really feeling the LGBT pride, so I wanted to pick up a few sapphic romances, and we're starting with this one. As for what it's about, it says Aideen is a rule breaker. Miab is the super ambitious class SWAT. When Aideen reluctantly agrees to help Miab escape her crazy workload, she never expects the solution to mean pushing Miab down the stairs. Yet Aideen soon realizes she has a talent for fixing other students' problems, aided by Kavi, her willing accomplice in crime. Whether it's stealing a confiscated phone or arranging a late-night breakout, Aideen will sort it out. But Aideen's own life is a mess. Her mum's drinking again, her best friend is avoiding her, and she's flunking school. As she spends more time with Kavi and the uptight but annoyingly cute Miab, Aideen starts to wonder, can every problem be solved? So it sounds like kind of fun. I think it's a YA, which I didn't expect. I thought it was a more adult romance, and then I looked into it and I was like, oh, actually it's YA. But yeah, I'm kind of keen to see what it's about. And then lastly, by the same author, I picked up the Falling in Love montage on the same weekend, and this one was a massive cover buy. I love the sort of sunset vibe it's giving me, and then the text is beautiful, the two women with this like white like arrow thing wrapped around them. I thought it was really cool. As for what it's about, it says the meet cute, the falling in love montage, big fight, hero realizes they're wrong, grand gesture, happily ever after. Saoirse has a simple plan for the long hot summer before uni. Party, watch horror movies, and forget all her troubles by kissing girls. Between getting over her ex and dealing with the pain of her mum's illness, Saoirse feels she deserves a break. Enter the scene, Ruby, rom-com fan and optimist. Ruby is the prettiest girl Saoirse's ever seen, but Saoirse doesn't want to get into another relationship, so Ruby challenges her to try a summer romance with the serious parts left out, just like in the movies. But what happens when the falling in love montage ends? This is supposed to be super fun, super steamy, super cute, and I'm super excited. So yeah, those are the books that I have bought most recently. As I said at the beginning of the video, let me know down below what you have bought recently, what books you're reading at the moment, if you're loving it, hating it, all that sort of stuff. Come chat to me in the comments down below. I do my best to reply to every single comment. I really, really hope that you liked this video, and please do let me know if you did by liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell all down below. I don't know where, so gesturing in that general vicinity, and I will see you lovely people in my next video. Bye!